Well, what do you most want to work on if voters elect you to office? Any particular issue that we haven't talked about just yet?
Transparency and public input. The town council used to have a public comment policy that was literally illegal for the amount of input it denied the public. So they switched to a different one that was also illegal. They have one now that's technically legal, but it's clearly designed to minimize public input. There's been numerous other issues where there was public input and they ignored it.
So what should its policy be? What would be adequate in your view?
It's not really something that can be addressed with policy. It needs to be addressed with attitude. And unfortunately, the attitude of most of the council and half of the people running is, we run the town, shut up and pay your tax increases. Whereas there are, the bottom three candidates are, we want to hear what you have to say, and we will take that into account.
The three that you're referencing have all said that they do listen to constituents and that they do try to make judgments that they believe are in the best interest of the town. So what do you say to them that they are paying attention to taxes, they are paying attention to debt, they are paying attention to what people want to hear? Well, what people want to say, rather.
There's paying attention to, and then there's actually listening and addressing. Politicians lie. Now, I can't, for most of the people that are on the council, I can't specifically say, yes, I've heard them overtly lie during council meetings, but I've heard most of them at least be purposely misleading.
Give an example of a purposefully misleading statement.
Recently, the town needed to renew its truck fleet. They chose to lease those. Leasing is more expensive than buying in the long run. Most of the people up on the council said, hey, we're saving money because it's below our budget. Well, yes, you'll save money in the first year, maybe even the second or third year. But in the long run, leasing costs more than buying. And I know at least two members who were saying, yay, we're leasing, know that fact. And the other ones should.
Well, it also depends on the expected lifespan of the vehicle or the asset. Right. In the out years, the repair costs are going to rise, and sometimes those rise above the purchase costs. So, you have to look at each one in a granular way, don't you?
There are specific circumstances, but 90+% of the time, leasing is more expensive, and Town of Normal doesn't have those specific circumstances.
They do a mix of leasing and buying, though, based on what they think the use of those vehicles should be, right?
I would assume so.
So it's not an unthoughtful policy.
Well, it's not unthoughtful. Whenever a politician does anything, they think about it.